Welcome to the Explainer. Look, if you're sitting there right now, constantly hitting refresh on your screen, just wondering when those Tennessee unemployment benefits are finally going to hit your bank account, I want you to know you're definitely not alone. Navigating a job loss is stressful enough, right? The last thing you need is a bunch of financial anxiety because you're stuck in a bureaucratic maze. But here is the reality. Staying perfectly updated on your claim status is absolutely critical for your financial planning, and it's the only way to avoid those hidden administrative traps that can delay your money. So today, we're going to empower you with the exact knowledge you need to take a breath and take control of your claim.
Okay, let's dive into this. Because the biggest question on everyone's mind, naturally, is where is my unemployment money? The waiting game is undeniably stressful. But the good news here is that you actually have a lot more control than you might think. Everything you need to track your claim in real time happens right on the state's official portal, Jobs for TN. And by the end of this explainer, we're going to master it together. So here is our roadmap to get you unstuck. We're going to start with understanding your claim, move into a step-by-step status check, then we're decoding real-life statuses. After that, we'll hit troubleshooting common issues, dive into some actionable tips and escalation strategies, and wrap it all up with a conclusion and an important disclaimer. Let's get to it. All right, Section 1, Understanding Your Claim, and some basic Tennessee unemployment facts. Let's clear up a major foundational point first. The Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development completely modernized their digital system back in February of 2024. All of your tracking now happens in real time on jobsfortn.gov. That means you absolutely must have your secure unemployment claimant e-services account set up and ready to go. Think of this as your central hub. It is not just some digital filing cabinet. It's a living, breathing dashboard where the state communicates directly with you. So you definitely want to get very comfortable logging in here. And this brilliantly illustrates what's actually happening behind the scenes. Your claim is moving through a standard 5-stage progression model, which was actually designed by the U.S. Department of Labor. Step 1 is just filing your claim. Step 2 is the earnings review. Step 3 is claim in review. That's where they look into separation reasons or any identity issues. Step 4 is decision pending. And then finally, Step 5 is the end of benefits. Knowing this life cycle really helps you pinpoint exactly where you stand in that waiting game. It takes a lot of the mystery out of the process, for sure.
Moving on to Section 2, Step-by-Step Status Check, and how to actually find your claim status.
Now let's get highly practical. Once you log into your claimant e-services account on jobsfortn.gov, you're going to look at your main dashboard. Specifically, find the box labeled Unemployment Services. Right under there, you'll see a link that says Claim Summary. Clicking that specific link is your very first step to viewing any pending issues or checking up on your paid weeks. That is exactly where all your personalized, up-to-date info lives. So once you click into that summary, you'll want to locate the Benefit Details panel. That's essentially your official administrative status tracker. But here is the most important part. Pay very, very close attention to the action center on that summary dashboard for any pending tasks. For instance, right after you file, the state might send you a fact-finding questionnaire to get a few more details about your job separation. You literally only have 7 days to complete it. Missing that 7-day deadline in the Action Center is one of the fastest ways to cause massive delays in your payments. Keep a close eye on those notifications.
Section 3, Decoding Real-Life Statuses, or what all those confusing labels actually mean. Bureaucratic jargon can cause so much unnecessary panic, right? So let's break down a massive beginner misconception. Shortly after filing, you're going to receive a monetary determination letter. Listen closely. Getting this letter does not mean your claim is approved yet. It's just doing the math. It's purely a financial assessment of your past wages, basically telling you that if you get approved, you could get up to $325 a week for a maximum of 12 weeks. The actual approval, or denial, comes later in a non-monetary determination letter. That one evaluates the real reason you separated from your job, like lack of work or downsizing. Now, what's really interesting about this next part is demystifying the scary dashboard labels. If you log in and see active issue, it simply means the database detected some sort of discrepancy that needs a manual review. Don't panic. If your initial claim was already approved, an active issue doesn't necessarily halt your weekly payments while they review it in the background. On the flip side, seeing in progress is great news. It simply means your weekly certification was received and your payment is processing, which usually takes about 48 to 72 hours. I want to bring in a great piece of advice from the big interview guide here. They say,
You should only call to check the status if it has been more than 21 days since filing. Look, the standard processing timeline for a brand new claim is 2 to 3 weeks. It is incredibly tough when the bills are piling up, but you kind of have to be patient before jamming up those phone lines. Use that 21-day mark as your firm, absolute threshold for taking action. All right, Section 4, troubleshooting common issues. Let's solve some problems.
Technical glitches happen to the best of us, especially with these super strict federal identity proofing standards like ID.me. If you end up getting locked out during the identity verification phase, just take a breath, stay calm, and follow this exact 4-step resolution process. First, wait the standard 24 to 48 hours for your data to just sync up. Second, log into ID.me directly to make sure your verified identity card is active. Third, check your privacy settings to verify that data sharing with the Tennessee Department of Labor is explicitly authorized. And if you've done all that and you are still locked out, that is when you contact the state help desk directly. There's a process, just take it one step at a time.
Okay, here is a highly actionable, almost secret tip for a very common hurdle. If you ever forget your password and have to use the forgot username/password tool, the system is going to email you a temporary password from hr.support@tn.gov. Do not try to type this out manually. Copy and paste that temporary password directly into the login field. This completely avoids manual character mismatch errors that unfairly lock people out of their own information right when they need it most. Seriously, just copy and paste the whole shebang. Section 5, actionable tips and escalation strategies. Let's talk about taking action. So, the crucial point here is what you should actually do if your claim is stuck in administrative limbo past that 21-day mark. We've mapped out a 4-tier escalation strategy for you. Tier 1 is simple. Submit a formal ticket via the online help desk. Tier 2 is the phone strategy. You want to call 844-224-5818 exactly at 8 a.m. Central Time when the line's open, and just redial persistently to beat the queue. Tier 3 is calling Help 4TN for free legal help if you're dealing with a really complex appeal. And Tier 4? This is the legislative route. Contacting your local state representative's constituent service specialist often forces the agency to immediately locate and review delayed claims. It's an incredibly effective secret weapon. Now, regardless of where your claim is in the process, you have to follow these golden rules. You must certify your eligibility every single week. If you let 14 days lapse without certifying, the system totally deactivates your claim and you literally have to start all over by refiling. Don't do that to yourself. Also, you must complete at least 4 documented work searches per week. Make sure you check your Jobs for TN message center every day for state correspondence, and absolutely always keep your home address up to date in the system. And finally, Section 6, our conclusion and some important reminders. Before we wrap up, we need to talk about a very serious safety warning. Beware of scams. The Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development will never, ever text or email you asking for your Way2Go debit card PIN, your personal banking information, or your social security number. If you ever have Way2Go card issues, you should only use the official 1-855-462-5887 support line. Guard your personal information fiercely, folks. And of course, a quick reality check and professional reminder, unemployment policies are fluid. Always verify your specific case information with official state sources. The rules can and do change. For example, did you know the state's average unemployment rate actually dictates whether you get that 12-week maximum benefit period? It's true. So always stay updated with the official state channels to ensure you're operating with the most current information. Well, you now have the roadmap, you know the terminology, and you have the escalation tactics you need to take complete control of your Jobs 4TN account. So, I'm going to leave you with this final, vital question. Are you staying on top of your weekly certifications right now so your funds are ready to go the exact moment you're approved? Don't let a missed click or forgotten password delay the financial relief you deserve. Get in there, check your status, and proactively manage what you've earned. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.